resolve our federal budget deficit. And we need somebody who understands how to do the analysis to show which programs are effective, which ones aren't, and how to maximize the effectiveness of each program. And it might be helpful to have somebody who works for the RBG2 doing studies, who's familiar with that, so when someone comes before Congress with a study about how great the latest gizmo is, he understands how to go into the assumptions and limitations that were used in making that analysis and find out whether it's a legitimate study or not, and be able to throw the bad ones out and follow the good ones. And right now, you've got a bunch of flim-flam artists who are going all around Congress, presenting all kinds of stuff, getting funding for programs that don't work. You need someone who can see through that. And frankly, sometimes it takes 20 years of training and years of experience actually looking at those questions to see through that, and I can tell you, Roscoe Bartlett doesn't have it. We have problems because we have had regulations changed that set us up to fail. They changed the regulations to permit a rigged game. And it was rigged where win the banks win, lose the government loses. That's not a reasonable system by any means. And Roscoe Bartlett was part of changing those regulations, part of getting rid of the previous regulations that we had, and as a result, we have the economic crisis that we're in today. It is directly because of Roscoe Bartlett's vote to repeal and amend and degrade the Glass-Steagall Act that we have the situation we have right now. And he's got to be held accountable. And the voters have to hold him accountable. It is the voters' choice. The voters are ready to make that decision now. We also need to have a partnership between the federal, state, and local governments in order to make this happen. I don't believe that a congressman alone can do it, but we were talking to Delegate Claggett just today. He was talking about Pleasance, which is a Frederick-based company who has a patent on a way of refurbishing water lines and sewer lines. So right now we have a huge infrastructure problem where the water and sewer lines that were built after World War II are reaching the end of their life cycle. He's got a process where you can put a foam in that will reinforce, repair, and reline those conduits. He wanted to put that manufacturing plant in Allegheny County, and he couldn't work with the county commissioners there weren't working with him in order to make that happen. He had to move it out of state. Now that's the sort of thing where if we have cooperation at the federal, state, and local governments and get everybody working together, we can accomplish this. But it's going to require, quite honestly, more than just a change in Congress. We're going to need, I guess, we need to get a change in some of the Allegheny County commissioners. But I think you're going to see a change in the Allegheny County commissioners. And I think we're going to see a change throughout, and we need to bring people in who are focused on actually solving problems. Roscoe Bartlett's not interested in solving problems. He's interested in talking about them, and then claiming that we should just let the free market solve the problems. Our problem that we have right now is we don't have a free market. We've got a rigged market. It's not a free market, it's a free-for-all. If you can figure out a way to call it a different product, then you can sell it with no regulation. We need to have somebody that's regulating our banks. We need to have somebody that's keeping a level playing field and letting the small businesses have an opportunity to expand. And right now, the big businesses own Washington. And until the people get active enough and focus enough to get out and vote for a change, we're going to continue to have this problem. I think that people are ready for that change now. There is no reason that Frederick County, Carroll County, and Washington County aren't the hotbed of agricultural biotech research, of biofuels research, except for the fact that they don't have a congressman that cares enough to make it happen. They need someone who's going to be out there, who's going to organize this stuff, who's going to bring the research and development dollars that are out there to the district, because we've got all the other component pieces and parts. And quite honestly, what's happening is you got people down in the Research Triangle in North Carolina who are eating our lunch in Washington, and they're getting all the research and development grants. Because we don't have somebody who's going down to Washington and fighting with them for it. We need someone who's going to go down there and fight. Not someone who's going to go down there and scratch his head and bumble around and not get the job done.